Welcome to Speed Bump Garage. My name is Kent, and that is our 78 F-150 Ranger Lariat short bed four-wheel drive pickup. And that's a truck with a lot of names, I know, but it is a really special truck. Kind of a recap on this truck. It was a barn find. My buddy Chris and I and a few other guys went to this old barn, and we drug this truck and a fastback Mustang out of the barn, and they were both in great condition. This truck has 49,000 original miles on it, and it is awesome. Now, I will link both of the original videos, the fastback Mustang and the little blue truck video, in the description of this video in case you missed them. But for today, when we brought this truck home, it had a few issues. One of them being it had a coolant leak, and I've got a new radiator to put in it today, and it also had flat spots on the tires, and it drove terrible. Well, as you can see, we already got a new set of wheels and tires on it. I went ahead and bolted them on, mainly because they came in and I couldn't wait to get them on there, and I didn't get any of my camera stuff ready. So here they are. Give you a quick before and after shot of the wheels and tires. So, money well spent. A great looking set of wheels and tires. We went with the chrome wagon wheel, kind of a period correct wheel for this truck. This truck has an 80s theme to it. It's got the aluminum running boards. It's got a green bug deflector on it. So just a really low mileage, steel built as it came truck. And I wanted to keep it that way. I didn't want to put any big flashy wheels on it and ruin that. We went with a period correct wagon wheel. In today's video, I don't know what all for sure we're going to get into, but I know we have to put the radiator in it, and I want to get it back out on the road and see if it behaves better than it did with the flat spots on the tires. I'm sure it's going to, but I'm excited to take it for another drive because it's always fun to take out an old vehicle and do a little cruising. For right now, let's put the radiator in. Now, in case you did miss the first video, I'll give you a quick walk around to this truck, and we will start in what is my favorite part. It's the interior of this truck, and it is so nice. Like I said, 49,000 original miles. Look at that seat, perfect shape. Headliner's in great shape. Look how clean the gauges are. 49,500 miles after we drove it home. Such a great looking interior. And one of the things I forgot to tell you guys, when we drove this truck home from the barn that we found it in, we did not run it on the factory fuel tank. We ran it on actually an antifreeze jug. So we came home 1 gallon of fuel at a time. But since then, I have drained the factory tank and I have fresh gas in it. So hopefully in today's video, we will run on the factory tank. I haven't tried to run it on it yet. Since I drained it, the radiator's been out of it, so I haven't fired it up at all, but we'll get the radiator in it and try to run it on the factory tank. And like I said, it is a short bed. The paint on it's in great shape. There's a shot at them new wagon wheels. It's got these square headlights. And something this truck reminds me of is the original Bigfoot monster truck. I think it's the same color. Bigfoot was a long bed and had a chrome roll bar instead of that black one, but it has kind of the same look, same era truck, and probably one of the reasons I like this truck so much. I really remember that Bigfoot monster truck from my childhood, and this truck definitely has the same look to it. Anyway, here is our new radiator. Got our transmission cooler fittings in it. And one of the things I wanted to show you guys was this little kit that I found on Amazon. And these are rubber plugs. They were listed as powder coat plugs, but when I pulled the transmission lines off, all these taper plugs, you can plug your lines with them so they don't leak oil. On the line end, I would have just done that, and that stops the oil leak. I thought this was a really handy kit. I will link it in the description of this video. It definitely saved a mess on my shop floor. Let's see if I can get you a shot of where I've got them. See the red plug right there? That is preventing the transmission fluid from coming out of the cooler line. I like to share that kind of stuff with you guys when I find it, and that's something I will definitely be using a lot of. There you go. This kit goes all the way up to, that's probably 3/4, maybe just a hair over. So I think I'll be able to plug a lot of oil leaks. If you're pulling an engine or anything like that, these would be a great tool to prevent making a mess. Let's get this radiator in. Now this truck has a 400 and it seemed to run really good. It fired right up in the last video. I'm excited to actually get out and drive it with better tires on it because it ran really good. The truck just drove terrible with those tires on it. Come on. That shroud makes it a little difficult to get this dropped in there. Like a glove. Well, that's got the radiator mounted. Now I just need to get this shroud bolted on. This shroud has paint pen mark on it that says 11/30 of 1978 minus 43-degree coolant. Well, that should have us buttoned up here on the top side. I ended up breaking one of the original hose clamps on the bottom side, so I'm going to track down another hose clamp, hook up the transmission cooler lines, and we should be ready to make our first attempt at firing it up on the factory fuel tank. Alright, we are hooked up and ready for some coolant. I didn't film that bottom portion, it's pretty straightforward, but here is the little plugs I had in the transmission lines I told you about. They worked great. I was happy I had them. Saved me from making a big mess. We're probably a gallon in and no leaks yet. Fingers crossed. We should be ready to go now. I went ahead and threw an extra fuel filter in it just in case there's some stuff in that tank that tries to come through. I really don't want it getting in the carburetor because this thing runs awesome. It fires right up. Let's see if we can get it to run for the first time on its factory tank. Fired right up as expected. Boy, this is a great truck. The fuel doesn't look too bad. I think we're ready for a cruise. I'm gonna let it heat up a little bit, make sure we don't have any coolant leaks. Go ahead and top it off one more time with coolant, and then we'll take it for a ride. Well, I spoke too soon. I let it run for maybe another 30 seconds after I shut the camera off, and we started leaking fuel everywhere. Look at that puddle of fuel I got under there. It looks like it's coming from the area around the fuel pump, so maybe I got a hose clamp that came loose, or maybe we split a line. So let me fix that, then we'll go for a ride. Update, the fuel pump itself is leaking on the housing, and Ford has hidden it under all these brackets and air conditioning stuff and power steering. I don't even know that I can get you guys a shot of it from the top. It's tucked in back there. I'm gonna try to get it off there, and we'll head to town and see if anybody's got one. I got the top bolt out where you guys can't see it. I can show you a little bit of the bottom. We've got, I went ahead and unhooked the fuel hose that was there. I've got a hard line here that I've got loose. And we got another little bolt here that needs to come out. Oh, it's dripping fuel all over me. Going down my sleeve. Ugh. I tried to use my gear wrench on it, but it was too fat, and then I don't have room for a ratchet. So here I am with this wrench just inching that thing off there. Stand by, I need 2 hands. Oh, I got it off there. A new one's only 20 bucks. So we're gonna go grab a new one, and I'll see you guys right back here with a new part. I made it back. Napa had the exact fuel pump in stock, and I think where our leak is actually the weep hole. I thought it was a little bit big to be a weep hole, but it's the only one on there, and it's actually in a different spot on this one. It's right there. But for the most part, this pump looks the same. I'm gonna stick it on there and see if we can get this sucker together while we still got some daylight left. Got our new gasket on there. See if we can fish this thing in there. That's about all I can do one-handed, so I will see you guys after I get that button back on. We don't have any fuel yet. Oh, we've got a leak on our supply line. Let me shut it down and try to fix that. You could definitely tell that was sucking air by looking at that filter. Let me cut off a little bit of that hose and get us a fresh piece on there and clamp it down tight. Well, we may be ready to run it. We've got just a little bit of daylight left. I'm gonna get the camera set up in the cab and we'll take it for a quick drive. Whew. We are running out of daylight, so we really gotta hurry, or you guys are not gonna be able to see me. Feels better, even at slow speeds. Before, you can feel those flat spots in the tires. I can already tell it's going to be way better. Now, the fastest we went in this truck before the new tires was about 55 miles an hour. So our goal today is going to be to get to 65. I was not comfortable going 65, and the speed limit here on the highway, on this highway, is 65. So I want to be able to go the speed limit and not fear for my life. There's 55 right there. So much better. The new tires did the trick. Here's 60. And 65. I believe we have a cruiser. I think I need to adjust the striker on this door. I don't know if that seal on it is compressed too much, but it rattles a little bit. It kind of bothers me. As nice as this truck is, it shouldn't have rattling doors. Heck, we're going 70. Allegedly. Speed limit 65, so we're only going 65. We're out on the 4-lane now. We can really open it up. There's 70 mile an hour and we are cruising. This is a really good truck. All my gauges are working. I've got half a tank of fuel now that we're actually running on. I am very happy with this truck. But I better turn around. The boys will be mad when they find out I went cruising without them. Well, I think we had a pretty successful cruise. We went about 7 miles and definitely running out of daylight. So I will visit with you guys again when we get back to the shop. Well guys, that's going to do it for today's video. As you can see, we are completely out of daylight and another project that took way longer than I expected. I thought we were going to come out here and throw a radiator in it and go do some serious cruising, but that didn't happen. The fuel pump deal kind of bit us and had to go to town and get one, but we succeeded. We still got to do a little bit of cruising, and I think we have all the bugs worked out of this truck. And we're ready for the next step, which I'm not positive what that is. As of right now, it's ready for the road and we're gonna start using it. If you like this sort of thing, please consider hitting that subscribe button, giving us a like, and maybe leave us a comment on this video. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me and I really appreciate it. And we will see you on the next video.